Did you know that Zac Efron had a major struggle with alcohol and drugs? Well, he did, and thankfully he overcame the struggle. Today, I'm going to be sharing his story of how he went from taking cocaine and abusing alcohol to getting free. Make sure to stay tuned. And ladies and gentlemen, just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to a free video training showing you how to control your drinking using something called First Principles Thinking, then please click the link in the description. There'll be a training video for you to watch there that really shows you how you can reframe the way you view alcohol, so you don't need to give yourself labels or use willpower or anything like that. So if you want to get access to that video training, definitely click the link in the description. And now back to Zac Efron. So, Zachary David Alexander Efron was born in 1987 in California. Growing up in a comfortable middle-class suburb, he showed a penchant for singing and acting from a young age. After graduating from high school in 2006, he appeared on various TV shows, including the very famous ER. The turning point in his career came in 2006 when he starred in Disney's highly successful High School Musical. This was soon followed up by the two sequels, High School Musical Parts 2 and 3. From that point on, his career kept getting bigger and bigger, and today he is one of the most recognizable faces of Hollywood. Over the years, Efron has starred in such Hollywood hits as 2012's The Lucky One, 2017's Baywatch, as well as The Greatest Showman, which also came out that same year. As of 2022, his net worth is estimated at around $25 million. So, like many other celebrities that we've covered on this channel, Efron's rise to stardom has not been without difficulties, especially in the early part of his career. He admits to dealing with a tremendous degree of insecurity. He has publicly stated that at one point in his life, he would Google his name every single morning to find out what the world was saying about him. At the same time, the star was suffering with bouts of anxiety and insomnia. Reportedly, he would stay awake for days at a time or party all night and fall asleep late in the afternoon. These struggles with anxiety and insomnia were exacerbated by the star's ever-growing dependence on alcohol and illicit drugs, notably cocaine and ecstasy. Now, it's not clear exactly when Efron first developed these addictions. Certainly for a few years leading up to 2011, he was able to manage his drinking and drug abuse, so it didn't interfere with his career. But between 2011 and 2013, things reportedly got really out of hand. In a 2014 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Efron opened up about his addiction. "I was drinking a lot, way too much. You're in your 20s, single, going through life in Hollywood, everything is thrown at you." In another interview, he had this to say: "It was just so quick, it was shocking. The challenging part was never the work, that was never it. It was sort of the in-between work, the social aspects outside of it. Everywhere you go, there are people watching, and it can be confusing, and pretty soon you need a social lubricant. It got to the point where I was caring less about the work and waiting more for the weekend, where I couldn't wait to go out and let loose and have fun." Though he was struggling, Efron was careful to not let his troubles become public knowledge. He tried to avoid embarrassing scenes and often drank or take drugs in private. On one occasion though, things did get out of hand, and Efron made the headlines for getting in a fight with a homeless man. Reportedly, he was driving with a friend when they ran out of gas in a rundown part of town. A homeless man knocked on their window, and before long, the two got into a fist fight. The police did get involved, but no charges were pressed on either side. And it is not clear if the star was intoxicated at the time. By 2013, things had gotten so bad that Efron knew he had to do something. He entered rehab in March of 2013, where he spent several weeks. As soon as he got out of rehab, the star went back to work, acting with Seth Rogen on the comedy Neighbours. The movie would go on to become a massive hit at the box office. Now, shooting started in April of that year, and it soon became evident that Efron's stint at rehab had not been successful. According to TMZ, Efron would no-show for a number of days, and it was common knowledge among the movie production team that he was back to taking cocaine. After shooting had wrapped up, Efron went back into rehab. This time, Efron came out a changed man and actually began attending regular AA meetings to aid his recovery. We know that he had his last drink ever in June of 2013, because 6 months later, in December of that year, he was spotted at a Los Angeles Lakers game wearing a 6-month sobriety chip around his neck. And he's been clean ever since. So, to aid in his recovery, Efron follows a training program that involves lifting weights, bodyweight exercises, and a clean diet. Especially for his role in Baywatch, the star had to get in the best shape of his life. Aside from training and healthy eating, the star is reported to practice transcendental meditation. The goal is to, quote, never again want to take anything from the outside in to feel comfortable in my present skin, and that takes a lot of work. It's just meditation and stopping and slowing down your brain. So how has the drinking changed his life? Well, his career keeps progressing. In 2020, Netflix launched the documentary series Down to Earth with Zac Efron. The documentary series follows the star as he travels around various countries. His goal is to find secrets to healthy living and sustainable development. His upcoming movie, 3 Men and a Baby, marks the star's return to Disney. A remake of the 1980s comedy, the film tells the story of 3 bachelors who suddenly find themselves forced to take care of a baby. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Have a great day.